Hello wonderful people, welcome back to Coffee Over Apples. My name's Steph and I totally forgot to film an intro again. Welcome to a vlog.
It could change the world. On we go.
So, if you're new to this channel, I do a lot of book-related things, anime and manga-related things, speed drawing videos, and much more. But for this vlog, I'm actually partnering with the super awesome Faye over at Mystery Date with a Book. And please, if you have not checked out Faye's channel, she is awesome. Go check out her channel. I will leave a link down below. Faye has started a really wonderful series on her channel where it's actually called Mystery Date with a Book. The way that it works is that Faye partners with another booktuber and they end up swapping recommendations, vlogging it, and then seeing how those recommendations worked out. So if you want to see what I recommended Faye, you have to go check out the video that will be up on her channel, and I will leave a link to that video in the description below once it comes out. I was recommended by Faye Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I'm recording this intro after I already read it, so you will see me at the end of this video wearing the same shirt. But here were my thoughts on it before I started it. I struggle with YA. However, I'm really open to reading it. YA can be really fun sometimes, but usually it's either a hit or miss for me. I'm more of an adult content reader. But I know that the reason that Faye recommended this to me was because it's supposed to be a really fun read. So, plus I adored the Illuminae files. The Illuminae files are one of the very few YAs that I absolutely binged and adored and recommend to everybody who's really into some horror, sci-fi, action fun. This is supposed to be a space opera. Now, I'm going to try not to compare it to the Illuminae files. However, that is my only experience with these two authors, so I have very high expectations of them. My judgment of their writing in the past was that I really struggled with the characters, and I'm more of a plot reader. I'm not a character-focused reader, and the characters that were in the Illuminae files were just really, really annoying. So I'm worried about that going to this, but I'm really open to the idea that this is going to be a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's get started. Hello wonderful person. So quick update. So I'm working out right now, but I am about 135 pages I think into Aurora Rising, and so far I feel like the characters in this book are very similar to the characters in Illuminae. Like, they're not much different at all. They're all 17, 18, but act like they're 24, 25. Same issue that I have with Illuminae. As far as like action and story, I like it so far. Like, it's fun and it's adventurous, which is probably why Faye recommended this to me, because it is actually really fun. Only thing I don't like is how similar the characters are to Illuminae. Like, we have a sassy computer. We have this group of ragtag teenagers saving the world. We have like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Like big government, whatever. So I'm liking it, but there's some stuff that I don't like, and it feels like it's a very much too similar to Illuminae. I was hoping for something a lot different. What I do really like so far is Cal. I think I'm saying that right. I like the different alien races that are there. So I'm gonna keep running, go on a workout, and I will check in with you later. Bye! What's up, wonderful people? Quick check-in. So I am about halfway, I think. I want to say halfway done with Aurora Rising, and so far I don't know if I like it or don't like it. I mean, if I do decide to not like it, I don't think it's gonna be like a horrible rating. Right now it's kind of sitting at a comfortable 3. There are a couple things that were like derivative of Star Wars, and it's still very much reminiscent of Illuminae. I am really enjoying the many different aliens that are here, and the part that kind of reminded me of Star Wars was that it had a bar scene where they walked in and there was a band playing, and it was like ragtag, and there was a bar fight and all these things. Like it just didn't seem original in that sense. I like the action, it's a lot of fun, and I like the gore, but the characters are still so annoying. Like, my favorite character so far is still Cal, and everyone else kind of feels like they're still written the same. Like, all the characters have a certain level of sass, and I've never read either a book solely written by Amy Kaufman or a book solely written by J. Kristoff to kind of know which author the sass comes from. But from listening to other people's reviews of books like, is it Nevernight, I guess? J. Kristoff wrote Nevernight, right? I think so. That there's all this kind of like sarcasm in a lot of the characters, so I'm thinking it comes from him. And I'm not with it. It's the same problem I had in Illuminae, where I loved the plot, I loved the story, and the characters were, couldn't stand them. But that's okay. So far, the plot is getting a little bit more interesting, and I haven't been able, up until this point, I haven't been able to guess where the story's gonna go, which is what I want. I want to be able to not predict what's gonna happen. However, something did just happen, and I kind of now have a theory, so I kind of hope I'm not right, because I want to be surprised. Okay, bye! Hey you guys, I'm on a morning hike just trying to get some fresh air, and oh my goodness, I just want to squeal. I finished Aurora Rising, and oh my goodness, I am such trash for Cal. It's not even funny. Like, the main relationship in this story, I ship it 100%. It's so cute. Oh my god. Alright. But it was kind of insta-lovey. However, the way that it was explained, I accept it more than I thought I would. Like, they kind of, in a way, it was similar to what happened with Jacob in Twilight with the whole, like, predestined mating ship thing. What I enjoyed was that the characters were, like, this is not going to define us. We're still going to take our time. We're still going to make our own decision. And I still have the ability to control this and change this, even if this is what my culture or destiny predetermines is meant for me. I don't have to accept that fate. I have control of my own fate. And it's like, okay, I like that. So I think that it would have been way better if all the characters were aged up. This should have been new adult, not young adult. So all the characters in the book, or the main characters, are between the ages of 16 to 19. And some of the things that they're doing and the decisions that they're making, I'm like, really? I don't know. Like, the excessive amount of history, drinking in bars, and the years of developed aesthetic for tattoos. Like, one of the characters has her whole body covered in tattoos. And I mean, the one night stands and the complex relationship and the making decisions based on years of relationship experience is what it sounds like. It doesn't sound normal. Yeah, I think if all the characters were made, instead of 16 to 19, if they were like 20 to 23, that would make this so much better. And I wouldn't mind if it got a little bit raunchier or if it got a little bit darker. I'm okay with that. But I feel like you can tell when certain scenes were edited down in order to make sure that this fit in a YA category shelf in Barnes & Noble. Do you know what I mean? Like, could have been pushed a little bit further, but that's okay. I like the concept. The sci-fi is fun. I mean, I don't have any qualms with any of the sci-fi aspects of it. It's all fun. It doesn't, if you're an active sci-fi reader, nothing goes over your head. It's just like, oh yeah, I get that. But yeah, overall, I'd say it's pretty fun. So I'm giving it a 3.25. And if this had been a new adult instead of a young adult, it probably would have been a 4-star. Thinking about doing a video where I explain how I rate things, because as I start to read more, I realize that I'm becoming more selective, and you probably hear that from a lot of booktubers or people who read a lot, is that at first when you read a lot of new things, everything's great, right? Everything's like 5 stars, wow, fantastic, first time. But now that it's been a little while, I want to start being more selective with my 5 stars, because yeah, so it makes more sense to me. But maybe I'll do a video about that. If you guys want to know, if you guys want a video about that, comment below, let me know that you want me to do that. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna finish this hike and then I'm gonna wrap this up. I'll see you later, bye. Okay guys, welcome back. So I ended up giving Aurora Rising 3.25 stars, and that is not a bad rating at all. This ended up actually being a lot of fun, even though I had a few minor problems with it, but I don't think those were the faults of the book. I think that was me. That's my reading taste. Like I said in the beginning, I am an adult content reader, so if anything, I wanted everything in here to be bumped up a notch. I wanted more gore. I wanted more action. I wanted more, just more of everything. My thoughts still stand as far as the rep that I think that's in here, and I also want to say, I also think it might be safe to say that there is disability rep in here as well. I mean, diversity in a space opera, I think that's pretty cool, and I think we need more of that. The first half of the book, I was not a fan of. The second half of the book, I really enjoyed. And actually, I was at Barnes & Noble's yesterday picking up my copy of the book that I'm going to be reading for my new book club that is coming out. So I will link the video up above and down below for the announcement video for my new book club that I'm doing with a couple other booktubers. And I was so tempted so tempted to buy Aurora Burning just because I want more of the main couple in the story. I'm just such a sucker. I'm such a sucker. They were so cute. But other than that, it wasn't fantastic. I definitely don't think that this was Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff's best writing. I definitely need to read more of those authors' works individually to understand who did what in here. The sarcasm of the characters was the same problem I had in Illuminae. The sarcasm doesn't do it for me. I don't like it when you have multiple characters making the same sarcastic joke and they weren't even together when the first one made it. So it's like, one person could say in here somewhere like, oh, what are you acting like your cat died? Like, smile. And then another character will say way later in another place who was not there the first time, say, what do you think, your cat died? Smile. Like, it's just like, using the same jokes over and over again. The snarkiness, it's just not my thing. But it was action-packed. I really liked the aliens. The aliens that were in here were very cool. And I can see their books being turned into movies. These would be really fun movies. I would probably go see them. I still think that the characters should have all been aged up. This should have been new adult instead of young adult. And one thing that always bothers me, and I don't know if this is just a YA thing or what, but when every single character is a supermodel, that is super unrealistic and it drives me up a wall. It really does. But other than that, it was fun. I liked, the plot made a lot of sense. So we're following this team. Aurora is actually the young girl that's on the cover, and she was supposed to be sent on a mission for these colonies 200 years in the past, and her ship went missing, shows up way later, everyone presumed that they were dead, and is rescued by she's the only survivor that is rescued by Tyler, who is the lead captain of this team of heroes that are put together, and they're cadets, and they were just about to take their final placement exam as cadets to put their scout teams together. And then it unfolds from there, like what's going on, why did the ship go missing. There's a government cover-up, very similar to Illuminae in that sense with the government cover-up, with the conspiracy theories. It was cute because in the end it did have this little tidbit that's like an exam that you can take. So it asks you different questions, and it kind of like, depending on what your answers are to the questions, it'll tell you whether you are a pilot or whether it'll tell you like what your place would be if you were a cadet on one of the teams. So whether you'd be a pilot, whether you'd be kind of like the captain, or whether you would be the engineer, or whatever the case is. I ended up getting the captain, so I thought that was cute. It wasn't entirely predictable, which I did enjoy. I don't think that the snarky tablet AI, it wasn't really an AI, was it? I don't think that was really necessary. Like, just let Aiden in Illuminae files be Aiden and let that stay there. It doesn't need to be carried over into every next story that these two writers come up with. But I have to say thank you, Faye, for recommending me this book, because it was on my TBR for a while and I'm glad I finally got to it. I will be picking up Aurora Burning, which is the second one in this series. I'll probably end up picking it up from my library. I can't wait to see Faye's videos and how it went for the book that I recommended, but please don't forget to check out Faye's channel. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and I'll see you next time. Bye!